everyone, it's Keira and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. And welcome to the tail end race review for the Turkish Grand Prix. So basically today's video is going to be like all my other reviews I do for every single Grand Prix. I'm going to be talking you through my favourite bits and also talking you through my predictions that I made at the Imola GP to see whether I got any right. But yeah, today's race was a little bit crazy. You know, it was wet but it wasn't raining and we were all on wet tyres the whole way through. We had a Racing Point lead in, then we had a Red Bull lead in, and then we had a Mercedes lead in who eventually was Lewis Hamilton, who crossed the line to take his 7th World Championship. Just quickly before I get into this video, I would just like to let you know that I did have a brand new video come out a couple of days ago, which was why Felix Rosenqvist should be in Formula 1. I really enjoyed filming that video. It was only like 9 minutes long, and it should hopefully give you a really good insight into why Felix Rosenqvist is in IndyCar right now and not in Formula 1, because he definitely should be in Formula 1 and he isn't. So if you do enjoy videos like that, then please go and check it out. I will either leave it down below or it's literally just on my channel, or I'll leave it on a card, or you can find it somewhere basically on my channel. But yeah, if you do enjoy videos like that, I would really appreciate you going and watching that. So anyway, before I get into the video, if you do enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to my channel down below. But yeah, let's just start off with my key moments. Okay, so the first thing I think I really need to touch on is Max Verstappen's start. Now this was awful. I was really worried about Max at the start because obviously Max was lining up alongside Lance Stroll, and I was really hoping that Lance would get a good start, not because I didn't want Max to win, just because it would have been nice to see Lance go off in the lead, as he did. And Max really went backwards. I looked at the start and I thought, this man hasn't even moved. Like, his car it literally didn't move. And when you looked at the onboard, it was awful. Like, it completely got bogged down. He literally, like, couldn't move. It was just, I've never seen a start like that. Like, you've seen some bad starts. I've seen some bad starts from Red Bulls and also from Lewis Hamilton before, when he used to, like, literally not be able to start. But that was another level. Lost so many places at the start while everybody else was going around and going up into the top positions, and Max just fell so far back. And I think moving on with talking about Max Verstappen, we could go to lap 19 when he was having his battle with Sergio Perez. He made his way up to, I want to say he was like third, I think, and going up to fight Sergio for P2, and he got so close. He tried to dive down the inside of turn 11, thought that's not going to work, so he got back in, like, I guess the slipstream of him, and got too close, literally got washed away and just went out wide, then I think he literally done 2 360s, like, I'm not even joking. Pretty sure he went round twice. And yeah, just ruined it from there. So really tough day for Red Bull. I feel like Max could have done something really special, and also Alex, but it just slipped away from them both today. The next is a little bit of a nostalgic moment for me, and I think for a lot of people, was lap 14 to 16, where we had such a good fight between Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. Alex Albon was kind of in the mix of that, but actually he passed them both quite easily, so that's why I'm not really picking up on what Alex done in that. But Lewis was just so stuck behind Seb, and Seb was like, he was putting on a good defence. Like, he was having none of it. He was like, you are not getting past me. Lewis was really struggling. He was like, Bono, I can't get past Sebastian. And he was stuck behind him for so long. But it was so nice to see. It was just the whole race, I think, and I think a lot of people can feel this as well, the whole race, to see Sebastian, like, to actually see Sebastian fighting in the top in the points was just so nice. Like, I was literally just sitting there smiling at my TV, because I was like, this is just the nicest thing, to see this guy actually racing well and actually racing hard at the top with the Mercedes like he should be. So yeah, they had a lovely battle in the middle of the race, and I just wanted to pick up on that because I love it, and hopefully in Aston Martin next year we can see that again. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or on the track, and that was Valtteri Bottas. What are you doing? What was Valtteri doing? I think he spun 5 times, I want to say. 5 times in that race. And I just don't know how he spun that many times. Yes, it was slippery. Yes, it had been resurfaced. Yes, it was wet. Like, I know none of those things merged together nicely. But why have you spun that many times? Like, Lewis didn't spin that many times. Sergio didn't spin that many times. Nobody I can really think of spun that many times. I just don't see how he spun that many times. Like, it just was so bizarre to me. Every time we saw like a yellow flag in like sector 2 or sector 3, it was Valtteri Bottas every time. I'm pretty sure the camera people literally gave up on actually showing us what the yellow flags were, because it was Valtteri every single time. Like, every single time it was Valtteri Bottas, because he'd gone off. I don't know what he was doing. He was running in like P14 the whole race. Absolutely atrocious day. And yeah, he really let that championship slip away, even though it wasn't really his anyway, but he could have kept it alive. It was a very poor performance from him today, but sometimes that does happen, and I'm sure he'll pick himself back up for Bahrain and hopefully give us a little bit of a show for the last 3 races. Now next, I think I need to talk about the pole sitter Lance Stroll, because I think with all the excitement of Lewis getting this championship and all the excitement of Sebastian on the podium, people forgot about the heartbreak that Lance Stroll went through today. Nobody's looking at it. Lance started on pole position. He led the race for ages. He held off Perez, his teammate behind him, for so long. It was working so well. I really thought that he had it in the bag today. And on his second stop for inters, it just all went wrong. Like, those inters just didn't fire up for him. He was going backwards and backwards and backwards. Everybody was overtaking him. Charles Leclerc was overtaking him. Sebastian Vettel was overtaking him. I think like Daniel even overtook him. I don't know. Just everybody I saw overtook Lance Stroll. And nobody was really picking up on this. Like, everyone was just in their own moment, like thinking about other things. And I'm sitting here thinking, this guy, I don't know what happened, because it wasn't even like he had a pit stop, and I'm pretty sure the tyres just did not turn on for some people, and that's exactly what happened with Lance, which is so weird because his first set of inters did, but this second set just did not want to work. And it's such a shame because I feel like he really could have done something today. I believe he could have won the race. I think he had the pace, I think he had the performance, but it slipped away from him, and I'm actually really upset about that. So the last couple of things I want to talk about is the final lap going down into turn 12. So I'm pretty sure Sergio Perez had a little bit of a moment before turn 12. So that kind of got Charles quite close to him. And then we see Charles Leclerc going and diving down the inside into turn 12 on Sergio Perez. Now this is for P2 in the race. So this is for the second place on the podium. And Charles just goes off wide and Sergio says thank you very much, and then also Sebastian Vettel says thank you very much. Now this is literally the last couple of corners on the racetrack. On the last lap I thought, oh my god, what the hell. I like Charles Leclerc, but I think everybody wanted to see Sebastian Vettel on the podium, especially because he hasn't had one this year. And everyone just screamed. Like, it was absolutely incredible to see that he's like actually got himself on the podium in the last couple of corners. Was amazing. But obviously it was really sad for Charles because he was very upset with himself. I actually watched a radio clip back and he said something like, I'm so stupid, that was worse than Baku or something like that. Bless him. He was really upset with himself, which is expectable because it was a very silly mistake. He should have just held on for that P3, but unfortunately he didn't. But at the same time, Sebastian got P3, so it's not that bad. And the final thing I want to pick up on before I do my predictions is Lewis Hamilton being that 7-time world champion. I mean, this is just incredible. I don't even know what else to say. This man is incredible. We are watching history being made. Whether you like him or not, you need to appreciate, and I know so many people that are like, oh my god, always thinking of excuses as to why they could bash Lewis. You need to stop and realise what you're watching because this is incredible. This man is amazing. I've never seen a drive like Lewis Hamilton's today. Like, that drive was amazing. I thought, yet again, for the 4th year in a row, or the 5th year, however many it is, he's going to win this championship outside of the podium positions, and next thing you know, he's in P1. Not many people, if not nobody else, can do a drive like that consistently. Like, he's always doing amazing, and I'm just so proud to say that I am Lewis Hamilton's supporter. He's the guy that got me into the sport. He's the guy that I have followed ever since I started following Formula 1. I think he is such an amazing driver, and I wish him all the luck for every other year because I think this man's going to keep going and going until he feels like he's ready to give up, and he's got that power in his hands, and I think that's amazing. So big congratulations to Lewis Hamilton on his 7th World Championship. Okay, so moving on to predictions time. So a couple of weeks ago I made my predictions after the Imola GP for the Turkish Grand Prix, so let's just see if I got any right. So for qualifying I predicted that Lewis Hamilton was going to get a pole position, Max Verstappen was going to be in P2, and Valtteri Bottas was going to get P3. I went very basic, however I should have done because it was actually Lance Stroll in P1, Max Verstappen in P2, and Sergio Perez in P3. I did think the racing points were going to be fast, but I didn't realise that they were going to be that fast, and obviously the wet, I didn't realise it was going to rain. For the race, I said Lewis Hamilton was going to win, Max Verstappen was going to be in P2, and Sergio Perez was going to be in P3. I knew Checo was going to come up, and I was right, because in the race, Lewis Hamilton won, Sergio Perez came P2, and Sebastian Vettel came P3. So Max wasn't in that mix, but I'm going to take like a point for that because, you know, I got Checo right. For fastest lap, I said Hamilton would get it. I thought he'd do like a full-on run, but it was actually Lando Norris that got that fastest lap, which I'm really excited about. To retire first, I said Sebastian Vettel. Was completely wrong. He got his first podium of the year. It was actually Antonio Giovinazzi. So moving on to Bahrain in the next couple of weeks, which I'm so excited for Bahrain. I don't know why I'm just so excited for it. I think it's just going to be good. Like, it's just going to be good, especially with Formula 2 back. It's going to be very good. So for qualifying, I predicted that Lewis Hamilton will get pole position, Valtteri Bottas will be in P2, and Sergio Perez will be in P3. I feel like he's going to hopefully hopefully hold his run a little bit. And I think he's going to do well. So for the race, I said Lewis Hamilton's going to win. I said Valtteri Bottas is going to be P2. And Max Verstappen is going to be P3. I feel like Max is probably just going to come back up and get behind those Mercedes as he does normally. For fastest lap, I've said Carlos Sainz is going to get that. And to retire first, I've said Esteban Ocon. I don't know why. I just feel like it's going to be a Renault. So there we have it. That is it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you again soon for another video. Goodbye.